They must be protected.
They must be protected. They're uniquely. It makes you happy to be part of this civilization because like that thing exists.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
I love weirdos. Yeah, I really do. I celebrate them and I try to boost their signal as much as possible. I think we need them. We need weirdos, as long as they're nice.
Yeah, it's. I always wonder, like Elon Musk. I wonder. In each industry, there's like a rare moment when there's like this weird shooting star, this glimmering weird thing that happens. One of my, I've been obsessed watching soccer lately, football.
Really?
For real.
Do you know Khabib is going to play football? He's going to play soccer now.
What do you mean, professionally?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, he just signed to a soccer team.
What?
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. That was
Really?
one of his dreams.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it's like Michael Jordan playing baseball.
I mean, I don't know how good he is. He might be really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
but people are going to tune in to watch.
Yeah, they'll tune in to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's done fighting. He's like, I'm done. I accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish. I told my mother I'd quit. He's made millions and millions of dollars, and he's also been given millions and millions of dollars by all sorts of like very, very rich Muslim people who love him, and they gifted him money, and he's just, and also he lives very simply.
Very simply.
Drives a Toyota truck.
I've been talking to a lot of Russians lately, and people in Russia love him.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to that guy in Russian only.
I bet he would do it. You could have like a subtitled version on YouTube.
Because I think there's a certain way he speaks in English, and there's a certain way he speaks in Russian.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very different because he's still not comfortable with English. So he speaks like send me location.
Yeah,
in
send
English.
location.
Send location, which is which is nice for intimidation, but it's a different thing. It's a different thing. In Russian, you could be more poetic.
Yeah,
you can be deeper. You can be more emotional. Like he doesn't actually know how to be real and emotional in English yet. So it's because I have the same kind of leap you have to take to be able to be open to the full human experience in another language. It's weird how you need to know the language well in order to experience the world in that language.
If you had to make a judgment between the two languages, which language do you think allows you to express yourself more eloquently?
So 100% Russian is... now, I'm biased a little bit, but I think Russian is a language that is... more effective at communicating feeling, emotion, suffering. The way the language has evolved, because it went through the 20th century, through the wars, through the atrocities, through all of that, I think there's something to that where the language carries the burden of the people, the suffering of the people with it. Like the American experiment has a different trajectory that results in a different language, and I would say American language is much more simplistic. So you can't fuck with the words as much. The way the Russian language works, you can adjust the words to completely change the meaning. Plus, when you watch him, it's art. And I was thinking in the same way, who is that? Like if you didn't see the face or the uniform, if you just saw the silhouette, you can tell it's messy. And I was thinking, who is that for MMA?
Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse in his prime is the greatest I've ever seen.
See, I was thinking Anderson Silva.
Nah, well, Anderson Silva was fantastic in his prime, no doubt about it. But Mighty Mouse, the only problem with Mighty Mouse is that he's in a weight class that's very small. There's not a lot of guys that weigh 125 pounds, so there's not the same talent pool that Anderson Silva dealt with. Anderson Silva dealt with much more danger in terms of one-punch strikers. But, you know, the argument could be made that Anderson Silva, when he was at the top, is the greatest of all time. And then the argument could be made that Mighty Mouse is the greatest of all time. Mighty Mouse just destroyed people, and destroyed people in a way like they looked overwhelmed and confused, like they couldn't touch him. His movement and his ability to mix the wrestling and the striking and the submissions together flawlessly and seamlessly was incredible. Like I feel like fighters have these bursts of time. You know, that they may last 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, whatever it is, when they're able to maintain the championship level RPMs. And you got to judge them inside that time, and it's very subjective, obviously. Whether it's Anderson or whether it's John Jones or whether it's Khabib Nurmagomedov is a very, very good candidate, because, in my opinion, Khabib is probably the best candidate, because Khabib, not only did he not lose a fight, he barely lost a round. He lost maybe one round to Conor, and it seemed like he was just taking the round off, like to kind of, preserve his energy so he could finish Conor afterwards, and he did. And he wound up finishing him. Khabib has never been in trouble in a fight. Michael Johnson tagged him once. And Michael Johnson's a guy that doesn't get nearly enough respect. Yeah, he's had some rough losses, but Michael Johnson knocked out Dustin Poirier with one punch. Michael Johnson was a fucking dangerous, dangerous man, and still is. And he tagged Khabib. It probably had Khabib in the most trouble ever in a fight. He had him wobbled. But Khabib ultimately won that fight and destroyed him. I mean, was pounding on him. It was telling him, quit now, you know I deserve title shot, beating the shit out of him, and then put him in a Kimura and tapped him. But, yeah. I mean, it's arguable that Khabib's the greatest of all time. It's arguable that Mighty Mouse is. It's just, it's a debate. It's a lively debate.
But in terms of the uniqueness of movement,
Mighty Mouse.
It's because I want to combine that. This is dangerous, but I when McGregor knocked out Aldo.
Jose Aldo, yeah.
I mean, that he deserves a lot of that's same as Messi. Like at the highest, arguably at the peak of their performing career, Aldo be able to just make them look like they're a beginner for a brief moment. That's I don't know, that's worth something. That's a moment of magic.
It was a moment of magic for sure. And the question with Conor after that fight, there's so much that leads, there's so much that has to be in motion for you to be a Conor McGregor, and for you to be a Conor McGregor that has the kind of balls to tear up Jose Aldo's picture and steal his belt and go on this press conference tour with him where you're going all over the world and you're talking crazy shit and climbing inside of Aldo's head, to the point where the one moment where they close the octagon door and oh my God, it's real. Conor was elevated by that moment, and Aldo seemed like he was dwarfed by the moment.
Exactly.
The moment crushed him.
By the way, Conor last year, highest paid athlete, Messi second. I saw the list.
Yeah, but does it count? Because Conor is highest paid because he made a bunch of money off of whiskey.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he's the highest paid athlete.
Kind of counts.
He is an athlete.
And then Messi is straight up
just
for
soccer.
Performance, just soccer.
Yeah.
They get paid a lot in soccer.
I can only imagine.
Annual, it's over 100. A lot of people get paid over 100 million per year.
153 million last year, it says.
Woo! Woo!
And it's really heartbreaking. He just got transferred from